it was in the spring of 2013. Stanley and I had internships at various tech companies lined up for the summer. Tony was graduating from the Stanford Graduate School of Business, so it was a real decision point for us, and we decided, okay, let's go all in. That summer was when we all rebranded the company as DoorDash and really committed to seeing what we could make of it. It's actually crazy to imagine that they started this in 2012 or 2013, because I feel like that's when iPhone first came out ish. I was really young, like smartphone wasn't even a thing. So I guess they must really be like the true pioneer of the industry or of this line of business, and that's how they got really successful. And then the next question, which I also thought is pretty interesting, is just 8 years later, right now, look at where DoorDash has gone. What surprised you along the way? And he said that it happened a lot faster than I would have thought. In some ways, it's unreal to think about the journey we've been on. There's been a lot of luck that's gotten us to this point in terms of our timing in the market and the types of people we were able to convince to join our company. What we had to do was bet on people before they became credible in the industry, because those were the ones we could afford, and those are the people who generally are willing to take those risks, especially when they're really young. A philosophy we had in the early days was investing in slope over y-intercept, believing in people's potential and hiring for that. And I think that is very applicable for us even today. As a result, we were able to build a really strong team. Many of the pleasant surprises we've had when I think about the last 8 years are the people who've been able to step up and scale with us. Okay, so for him it was really about the timing that they have their company in, and also the kind of people that they were able to invest in the early days. That is really cool. And then I really want to show you the story of DoorDash itself. Okay, I have a snippet here, so I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and read you the story. So it's started by the 3 students, and it's originally called paloautodelivery.com. They initially developed a website and used PDF menus for a local macaroon store that struggled with deliveries. The company officially incorporated as DoorDash in June 2013 and received seed funding from Y Combinator. The founders, are based in Palo Alto, and they were inspired by this macaroon stores' delivery challenge, and they created a website and started delivering orders on their own, expanding and then expand their reach to other local businesses. And then they started getting funding, and then they grew really quickly. And they focused on local businesses and expand their reach across the US and Canada. Okay. And then I think what is unique about DoorDash, from what I'm seeing here, compared to other delivery apps, or is the fact that they were really determined to serve small local businesses compared to bigger players in the restaurant industry. And they were really focused and determined on helping them and to operate really effectively with them. much